Welcome to Your Daily
Whoa,
Scrum.
we're recording. It happens to me every now and then. Every couple episodes, I'm like surprised we're recording. Here we are.
We do this every day. Every day.
I'm a special case,
Yeah, I know. I agree. You are a special case.
Yeah.
Actually, we are professional Scrum trainers, Ryan Ripley and Todd Miller. It's Your Daily Scrum. We are definitely special cases.
We are special cases.
We've been called that and worse.
Today,
Todd, we've got another problem. Not just you
problem.
and I. Help, the Scrum Master is the impediment.
Yeah, I've seen this so much.
So what do we do with an ineffective Scrum Master, or a Scrum Master that is actually so ineffective, they're stopping the team from being effective?
I've seen this happen more than I wish, Ryan.
I've caused this.
You've caused it.
I've been this guy early on. Yep.
Yeah. So, here's the thing that I think is kind of ironic is that I think we have a product ownership perspective here too, but I'm going to start with a developer's perspective, right? I think developers might undervalue how much they are needed on a team, right? So if the developers are getting together and obviously maybe there's some hallway talk or something at lunch, or you're realizing and maybe nobody said anything, that the Scrum Master is being entirely disruptive, you have options, right? You have the option to tell them that they're being ineffective. You have the option to raise that to people outside of your Scrum team, right? Yep. I want to be careful here to make sure, though, that a Scrum Master being ineffective isn't just because they're making me feel a little bit uncomfortable with a new way of working. I think that's okay. But when maybe a Scrum Master is really exhibiting behaviors like command and control type behaviors, maybe forcing you to do things at work, like skip quality, skip the definition of done, like just overall inhibiting Scrum rather than helping it. I think that developers, remember, you've got a voice in all of this, everything. So I think it's time to stand up and figure out what you can do to either get them on the right path or get them removed, right?
Yeah, I totally agree. I think the developers have the right to just say, look, you're not going to be our Scrum Master anymore. Yeah. I think the people being served have the right to decide who serves them. Like if you take servant leadership to its fullest extent, there's a lot of choice involved. And I think even the creators of the Scrum framework intentionally made this framework about the developers, right? And so if you've got a Scrum Master that's allowing impediments to stack up, that is not working towards the rapid delivery of product, who is not helping the Scrum team be as effective as they should be, who is not working with the product owner about agile product management, who's not helping with stakeholder facilitation, if they're just not showing up in their role, or if they're still showing up in their traditional patterns, maybe they're a former project manager or analyst, and they're still trying to control and direct and demand, and it just won't stop, and there's no coaching there or no reception to coaching. At some point, I would agree, Todd, the developers have the right to say, you don't get to do this anymore.
Yeah, I mean, you could argue that developers have the right to kick the Scrum Master out off the team, right? I don't even think you can argue. I truly believe that if the Scrum Master is not being effective. Now, I say that, but let's not let the fact that we might need to change the way we're working a bit to enable Scrum. Sometimes as a developer, you're not always going to agree with the Scrum Master or the product owner, and that's okay. It's okay to express openness about an opinion. Wholeheartedly, 100%. But this is a situation I think that we're drawing up here where the Scrum Master really is counterproductive to us delivering, right?
Yeah, you can trace their actions back to causing us not to deliver.
Yeah.
Right. You can trace their action or inaction back to creating blockers and barriers to us shipping something. I think that's when if they make you a little uncomfortable because they asked a powerful question that might have called you out a little bit, they're doing their job.
Yeah.
That can be a really good thing. I hate it. Right. I don't like that mirror getting shown up. Do you like that mirror popping up, Todd?
Not often.
No. Sometimes it's ugly, but often. It takes a lot to not be. But it's just sometimes it's just something you don't want to see. That's a different situation. Lean into that, accept some coaching. Let's all get better. But if the Scrum Master is truly blocking you from and the team from success.
Yeah. And we should say, make sure the first course of action here is to just discuss this with them. Right. And I would say, as we've been using the developers a lot, I think the same will also apply to a product owner, right? A product owner may be noticing that the Scrum Master is trying to shield the team, which we have a video about that. Check it out. We don't really agree with that stance as a Scrum Master. But I think all of this universally applies. Let's not forget, though, that before we escalate, we need to have the courage and express openness to that person. We need to have the respect to confront them and tell them that we don't necessarily think that they're helping us. They're hurting us, right? We have a professional obligation to do that and not just escalate it. So many times I've just seen someone just go escalate something and suddenly it's like, well, why didn't you just say something to me? That's unrecoverable, right? Most of the time that's unrecoverable. So
yeah, perhaps we should have caveated at the beginning. Removal is always a last resort.
It is last resort, yeah.
Right, unless there's physical violence or something big happening. But in a normal team environment where there's just some issues, removal is last resort. But after you've exhausted those options, it's perfectly reasonable. All right. I'd love to hear what the community thinks, Todd.
Yeah, me too.
I think we just freaked out a lot of Scrum Masters. Like, what? They can fire me? Well, let's see what they have to say. We're going to bring up the end screen, but please leave us your comments and your questions. Let us know what you think. Like and subscribe so you don't miss any videos. Check out the socials. We get pretty active on Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. Check out the videos below. The YouTube algorithm thinks you'll like them. We do too. For Todd Miller, I'm Ryan Ripley. Go forward, do some great Scrum things. Try not to fire your Scrum Master today, unless you have to. And we'll see how all that goes and more tomorrow.